and we are thrilled to have Lou Diamond Phillips join us live with a preview. Lou, it is so wonderful for you to join us today.
Thank you, Trent. Thanks so much for having me. And excited, really excited to get back in that neck of the woods.
Yes, I know. You've been to Arizona a number of times, right? From southern up to northern.
Yeah, absolutely, all over the state. We shot part of Young Guns 2, in old Tucson, and I've been through there a number of times. Just outside the Flagstaff area in Tuba City, we did the film The Dark Winds, not the series, but the film. So I've gotten to spend quite a bit of time, in that area and in the Southwest in general. I'm literally going to Santa Fe tomorrow to screen my film Gangland at the Pathways Film Festival and for Indigenous House, and it's basically Denzel Washington's training day on the reservation.
Wow.
So the universe is just sending me a lot of Indigenous connections these days. So really thrilled to get back and make those connections.
Yeah, I know it's a big cause to your heart here, but you will actually be at Twin Arrows Navajo Casino Resort for a live Q&A and meet and greet. What can fans expect from that night?
Probably a lot of bad dad jokes. No,
That's okay. They're so funny.
Well, there you go. I do my best. Honestly, it's such a wonderful opportunity, and we were talking on the break. These are happening a lot more these days. At almost every fan convention, and certainly after a lot of screenings. And it's. I always liken it to the stage door, where you have this shared experience, and then you get a chance to actually meet the performer that you've admired, and get to ask some questions. So, I mean, what's wonderful is that this is very much an up close and personal face-to-face encounter that we're going to have, and I'm really looking forward to saying hello to the fans and giving some handshakes and hugs and pictures and all that other good stuff.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that you enjoy it just as much as the fans do, because that really is for some of them, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet their favorite celebrity. So I'm wondering, when you shake hands and take all those pictures and everything, what do you talk about the most?
I'm there to answer questions. I mean, obviously a lot of La Bamba, which is funny because next year, and now you made me feel old. Next year is the 40-year anniversary of that film.
Wow.
And currently, by the way, keep your eyes open. There's a beautiful documentary called American Pachuco: The Legend of Luis Valdez that is screening in select theaters and be on PBS in October. And it's about Luis Valdez and Zoot Suit and La Bamba and behind the scenes footage of my very first auditions,
Wow.
and the making of that film. So that one comes up a lot. But obviously, in the Southwest, your Young Guns. We're going to be talking about Young Guns a lot. Longmire. Fortunately, there's a lot of characters that I've played that feel very rooted, in that land and in that territory. So I tend to answer a lot of questions about those particular projects.
Yeah, I'm so glad you mentioned those cult classics there. That cast, looking back, truly incredible. I mean, you had such big names there. Emilio Estevez, Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Dermot Mulroney. I'm wondering, do you have a favorite, maybe behind the scenes memory from making it?
Oh my! Well, first of all, Emilio was a ridiculous prankster, so there was there was a lot of practical jokes going on, but it was just hanging out with those guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody has heard this, but there's going to be a Young Guns reunion. We are all
What?
getting together at Fan Expo in Dallas on September 11th. All six of us, including Casey Shamashko, who dropped off the planet for a while there, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But that's going to be an amazing opportunity to have all six original Regulators under one roof for a weekend. So if you're a fan of the Young Guns films, check that out. They might still have tickets.
I was going to say, that's a Q&A session that I'm sure a lot of fans would like to attend. Okay, so I have to ask about Blue Bloods, mainly because our producer,
Right.
Jamie, I'm telling, to say obsessed is an understatement, okay? But she's obsessed,
Oh, fun.
like fanatically obsessed with Donnie Wahlberg. So for her sake, what was it like working with Donnie, and is he really as charming as Jamie thinks he is?
Oh my! More so. She can take what she
Oh,
thinks and triple it. No,
wow.
that guy's salt of the earth. I love him dearly. That's why I did the show in the first place. They actually had wanted me to direct one, but then they said, "Listen, if you're going to do that, why don't you come on and do an episode or two?" And next thing you know, I was doing four, and I can tell Jamie that there is a chance I'll my character will pop up on Boston Blue at some point.
Okay, I feel like she's screaming in the booth right now, but okay, I'm glad she's ecstatic right now. Okay, so thank you
Okay.
for answering that and making her dreams come true. All right, so after so many different roles, what still excites you about performing? And is there a type of character maybe that you haven't played yet, but maybe you'd like to play?
Every time I try to predict that or anticipate that, something comes along that surprises the heck out of me. And after 40 years, I have to say I'm incredibly proud that I'm still getting roles that challenge me, that are exciting to me. I'm getting some of the best reviews of my career for Gangland,
Oh, wow.
which yeah, it's a wonderful film. It'll hopefully be on some reservations coming up soon, but it's currently streaming on Prime Video, on Amazon, Fandango, I think, and doing really well. I mean, the reviews have been awesome for that. About to start the second season of Chair Company, a comedy which is crazy with Tim Robinson. So I'm still playing roles that I find incredibly fun.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
I got into this business because I love the craft, and I'm theater trained. So sometimes
Mhm.
you're the lead, sometimes you're the supporting, sometimes you're running the spotlight.
Yeah.
Comedy, Shakespeare, modern drama, whatever it is. I got into this business to do it all, and I'm really, really proud to say that I'm still getting asked to dance, quite a
Yeah.
lot. So
That
it's
I
it's
you
fun.
you are a quadruple times quadruple threat there. It sounds like, I mean, because you've been there, done it all. Is there a favorite? I mean, from, the silver screen to the small screen to the stage to whatever craft or skill that you do. I mean, what do you love the most?
I've often said this: my favorite genre is the genre of employment. So happy to do that. But obviously, there are some that really stand out. My first three films in Hollywood were La Bamba, Stand and Deliver, and Young Guns, in that
Yeah.
order. Gangland, most recently, is fantastic. Some of the series, Longmire, Prodigal Son, Stargate Universe, I absolutely adore. And films like Courage Under Fire are the big hit. I mean, they're all over the map as far as what kind of films they are. So it's very difficult to compare them to one another. It's just the process of acting, the process of storytelling. Like I said, I'm directing a lot more now too. So just all of it, just under the umbrella of storyteller, communicator. I absolutely love it all.
Yeah, I can tell. It's like I just asked you to pick your favorite child. Not going to do it. All right.
Exactly.
Lou, we
And
love.
I'd be remiss to not mention The King and I too. The King and I
Of
on Broadway was an absolute high point.
I bet. I bet. Gosh, you are just so
Yeah.
amazing in so many ways, so many avenues. We so appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I know you're really, really busy, but you've been so gracious with us, and we so look forward to having you back in Arizona. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you can see Lou
Twin
Diamond.
Arrows Navajo Casino and Resort. I will be there.
Yes, thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth.
My pleasure.
That Q&A
Thank
and meet and
you.
greet is happening Thursday, August 27th at 7 p.m. The event is for guests 21 and older, so you can find more ticket info on the Twin Arrows website. Lou, you're the best. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
so appreciate
Thank
you.
you so much.
Okay, we'll be right back.